Mission podcast, where we share snippets of joy to uplift, inspire, and motivate. I am your host, Eva the Diva, and I am thrilled to bring you stories that transform everyday moments into extraordinary experiences. In today's episode, I want to discuss protecting the threads of identity. What lessons can we learn from Ghana and the steps they took to protect the production of Kente cloth so that people from Ghana and the specific region that produce it can profit from that cloth? So, this episode is about culture, law, and power. How a single piece of fabric can carry the soul over people. You may have seen it. A European designer using Ethiopian patterns or machine-made African prints flooding global markets. It raises a question: who owns culture? Ghana's bold move to protect Kente cloth offers a blueprint, not just for West Africa, but for Kenya, for any group of people that have unique products that they sell as a part of their culture. For us, the Gikuyu, it could be Muratina, or it could be our shuka. For the people who sculpt, it could be the soapstone or their wood carving techniques like the coastal doors or even the lesso and, the way it is produced and the messages it carries. So, Ghana has shown us something new, and it has taken steps that most of us have been unaware of or have been reluctant to. Yet we complain when we see the Maasai shuka on Western runways, when we see reproductions of Kente cloth being sold for cheap on the streets, or when we see people carrying Muratina from our backyard, taking it all the way to Canada to make a sacred broom. Ghana didn't just wake up and say, let's protect Kente. They built a fortress. Cultural, legal, and economic. Step 1. They took the legal protection. Through geographical indication, Ghana has legally tied Kente to a specific place. Only Kente woven in a certain region using traditional techniques can bear the name Kente. Step 2. Certification and labeling. They created the e-Kente seal, a physical tag of authenticity that says, this came from our hands, our soil, our story. Step 3. The empowered artisans. Weavers' guilds in Bonwire and Agotime were placed at the heart of the policy, ensuring that protection benefited the people, not just the market. Step 4. Cultural diplomacy. Ghana took Kente to the world, not as a fashion trend, but as a national symbol of identity and pride. From the UN General Assembly to the global runway, every thread told the same message: this is ours and it matters. So, what can we learn from Ghana's model? We have our own treasures, living traditions that deserve both cultural and legal shields. Let's look at just 5 of them spread across our country's vibrant regions. And this is Kenya as an example. We have the Gikuyu shuka. It is from central Kenya, which is Murang'a, Nyeri, Kiambu, parts of Nyandarua, Embu, Meru. So the Gikuyu shuka is a red check cloth you often see in ceremonies. It carries deep symbolism, strength, lineage, and ancestral continuity. Yet anyone can mass produce a red fabric and call it a Gikuyu shuka. Imagine if Kenya filed a geographical indication for it, ensuring that those woven or dyed in the traditional way by Gikuyu artisans could bear the name. That's cultural and financial power reclaimed. What about Turkana beadwork from northwestern Kenya? Turkana women wear entire biographies around their necks. Each bead color and pattern tells a story of status, motherhood, and resilience. However, imitation beadwork floods the market, stripping it of its meaning. Protecting Turkana beadwork under a collective trademark would guarantee authenticity, empower local cooperatives, and sustain this storytelling art. The other is Taita basketry from the coastal highlands and Taita Taveta County. Hand-woven baskets from Wundanyi and Mwatate are not just containers. They are expressions of patience, ecology, and heritage. Each design is inspired by the local flora. Legal protection through a GI or cultural mark would safeguard the designs and ensure sustainable livelihoods for the women who weave them. What about Kisii soapstone from Nyanza region, Tabaka Hills in Kisii County? Kisii's Tabaka soapstone is already known worldwide, but the artisans often earn the least. A geographical indication like Tabaka soapstone could mandate fair wages, sustainable quarrying, and traceability. Just as champagne is tied to France, soapstone should be tied to Tabaka. Luhya poetry from Western Kenya, Vihiga, and Kakamega counties. Among the Luhya, women's pottery carries sacred and domestic symbolism. Each pot shape has a purpose for brewing, storing, or offering. A collective mark would protect these artisans from cheap factory imitations while positioning Luhya ceramics for global eco-design markets. These are just 5 to start, but they show what protection can look like when a nation values its creators, its weavers, its carvers, and its storytellers. So what is the way forward here? To make it real, we must move on 4 fronts. Documentation. Record the stories, symbols, and meanings behind each tradition. Registration. Use the Kenya Industry Property Institute to file GIs and collective marks, or even come together to find a way to register these protected cultural creations. Community trusts. Ensure profits go back to artisans and not middlemen. Step number 4, cultural education. Teach our people that authenticity isn't just heritage, it's power. If Ghana can turn Kente into a living economy of identity, we can do the same for our shuka, our Muratina, our beads, our stone, our pottery. So, because at the heart of this conversation is one truth. When others take our culture without our permission, they don't just steal fabric or design, they are stealing meaning. So, the next time you wear a shuka or admire a carving, remember it's more than art. It's history, it's labor, and love woven into being. So let's protect it, let's honor it, let's make it thrive. If you have any comments, any ideas of products and ways to ensure that we protect our culturally significant products, please reach out to us at doampodcast@gmail.com. You can comment on our YouTube channel at Diva On A Mission podcast, or you can send us a message on TikTok at doampod. Otherwise, it's been lovely talking to you all. Until next time, wear your culture with pride and guard it with love. Peace.